Hello, Mac. How are you? Thought I'd just play a bit of creating and have a bit of a natter. My subs and people watching. What to expect from Atlas, you know? Atlas Arises. Not the Waking Titan. I mean, that's finished now. A few days, maybe even tonight. You never know. With a bit of luck. It would be great if it was. I hardly doubt it, though. Betting it. I think it's best not to expect anything, to be honest. But I'd like to hear your opinions. People's opinions on what they think's going to be in the update. What the story's going to be related to. How it's going to be intertwined into the original story that was already there. Or the lore, at least. Whether it's going to be separate mode. What the portals are going to do. Whether there's going to be a fourth race. That sort of thing, you know. I'll be interested to see other people's opinions. I've got my own opinions. But I'd like to hear other people's opinions. See what they think. First of all, let me turn this down. This is a bit on the loud side.
Extreme Sentinel added.
Way too loud. I'll turn that down to 15. And turn the music up to 20. I'll turn that down even further, actually. That's better. I'll do. Yes, so I was listening to DN21 the other day, and I kind of agree with what he says on a lot of the things. The thing about DN21 is he's a writer. Or at least he used to be a writer, and I'm sure he's probably still writing. So his mindset is of a writer. Therefore, when he takes something, he'll expand upon it. As a writer would expand on upon it, you know? So that's fair enough, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure it's going to be as simple as just being able to teleport from one portal to another. At least I hope it isn't. I just hope it's not that simple. I would like, my original thoughts on it was that there would be, for argument's sake, let's call it a phantom zone. You know? Let's call it a phantom zone. I would like to go through the portal without my ship. Because you can't take a ship through there. So therefore you've got no ship. Therefore you have to assume that when you go through a portal and you emerge from the other side, no matter where the other side is, that you will have to get a ship again. Unless they do it in exactly the same way as the portals in your base and in space stations as they stand at the moment. And I don't want that to happen. I want it to be a battle. I want it to be hard. You know? I want a phantom zone. That's what I want. When you go through a portal, I want there to be a phantom zone. This phantom zone would be an endurance test, a survival test. Hiya Frank, how are you, man? So, this endurance test, you would come through the portal, wherever it is, which would be essentially an entrance portal. But rather than being able to jump straight to the next portal, you then have to seek out the exit portal. Meaning you have to survive on the planet or wherever you are, the Phantom Zone, for a period of time. Now this Phantom Zone could be actually made, could be created. It doesn't have to be all procedural. They could make a lot of effort with that Phantom Zone. They could build structures. They could make it less procedural, so therefore more structured. And in this Phantom Zone you could have the story mode. So in order to get to the story mode, you would go into an atlas, into a portal. And then when you're in the Phantom Zone, you would then start experiencing the story. Now, I don't know if anybody's going to join, which is going to be a bit awkward because I'm just going to end up talking again. It's so much better when other people have got ideas too. But I don't want it to be easy. I do not want to just go from one place to another in the blink of an eye, as simply as you do with the space stations. I want to have to struggle. I want to have to try really hard to get from one place to another. I suppose I might as well wait. I might as well wait till there's a few people in, because at the moment I'm just talking to myself. Oh. Right then, let's have a look around. I might get a few photos on here while I'm waiting. We'll wait until a few people come in, at least start contributing. Tell me what you think Waking Titan will be, or Atlas Rises will be. This is a nice planet. Just pity about the lighting's a little bit flat. Not much you can do with it, really. I don't like it when it's flat like that. I mean, some people would take that picture and think it was fine, but to me, it just looks a bit... Although it's a bit misty in the distance, so that's alright. Still not something fantastic. Ellie Bennett, let it bin it. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Lenny Billet, what are your thoughts on Atlas Arises? What do you think the content's going to be? What do you think is going to be beyond the portals? Is there going to be a third race? If so, what is that third race going to represent? Us? Or a new threat? What are your thoughts? I'll repeat what I said at the start again, because there was hardly anybody watching before. But I want there to be a Phantom Zone. For want of a better word, I mean, it's not necessarily going to be called the Phantom Zone, but it explains what I mean quite nicely. And that is that when you go through a portal, you immediately come into a zone with no ship. You have to survive in that zone until you find the exit portal to where you need to go. And these portals will take you wherever you want to go, including into many different universes. So it follows to me that the journey through that Phantom Zone should be fraught with danger. And in order to get from Galaxy 1 to Galaxy 5, 6, 10, 250, wherever it is you've got to, you would have to fight your way through to get back or forward to a galaxy you're already at. And then once you've then set that exit off, when you get outside of it, then you can jump as freely as you want. So you enter the Phantom Zone, you fight through the Phantom Zone, you survive through it, you find the exit portal, you leave the exit portal, you then initiate the exit portal from the other side, and you've got a direct link to that particular galaxy. To me, that structure is as sound as a pound. To me, that structure sounds interesting. So you'll only have to struggle once with each portal, and the risk-reward is going to be great. Now, in order to make that interesting, they could put the lore and the story inside that Phantom Zone. So you would have the new story inside that Phantom Zone. Therefore, it would be completely separate and no problem to use. The only thing I want is to buy all button at the terminal, and when I'm in the transporter, my home base, and list show the star system name that I gave it. Well, yeah, but we're not talking about that. They're things that just get sorted out in debugging, aren't they? They're not. They're just little things, those. I'm talking about Atlas Arises. What you want from Atlas Arises, you know? What you think it is. Like I said, I want a Phantom Zone. I want to struggle. I want the story-related stuff to be inside this Phantom Zone. While inside this Phantom Zone, they can then create situations, buildings, graphics that are partly procedural, but also partly constructed by hand. Therefore, giving us a decent shape for a proper narrative. Well, I think the game's great as well, but you could still want more. We know it exists. We know Atlas Rises exists. So therefore, speculating about its existence is not in any way suggesting you're not satisfied with what you've already got, because you're speculating on a reality. So in speculating on a reality, what are your thoughts towards Atlas Arising? What would you like to see Atlas Arising be? How would you like to see it structured? What would you expect from Atlas Arises? How do you think they would... Hello, William. Well, that's it, William. It equals fast travel. But it's only what I want. It's not even a theory. What I want is a Phantom Zone, William. I want a Phantom Zone. You go through a portal, you enter a Phantom Zone. In this Phantom Zone, you have to survive. You're surviving because you have to look for an exit portal. Once you've found the exit portal and gone through the exit portal, you can then initiate that portal, and you've got a direct link between the two portals. But you're still... Hello, Johnny B. How are you? But you still have to fight through that Phantom Zone. I'm just calling it the Phantom Zone, just for now. It doesn't have to be a Phantom Zone, obviously. But in that Phantom Zone, you could have set things. You could have objects, and you could put your quests in there, and they could be designed by hand, or at least some of them designed by hand. You know, designed buildings, designed complexes, underground caves, underground mine shafts, new species of animals, all sorts, new dangers. And that's what I want to see. I want a Phantom Zone. Yes. Yeah, like that. That's what I mean, yeah. That's what I mean, William, yeah. Like a parallel universe where we go through, and that's where all the story-related stuff takes place. Leaving the rest of the game structure the same, apart from, obviously, the adjustments they'll make. Which would make it very easy for them to integrate it into the game. Because as you're going through the portal, it will be generating the world beyond the portal. And as you're walking around, it will be generating back to what it was when you go through the exit portal. Not pubs and fancy ladies. It would be nice to find pubs and fancy ladies. No. Not pubs and fancy ladies or big fat cigars, William. The big fat cigars are definitely out of the question. But what do you think we are? What do you think we are in terms of No Man's Sky? As a character. I've got my opinions on all sorts of these things, but no, I don't want that, Johnny B. I don't want that, Johnny B. I want it to be integrated. No. I'm not disagreeing with you. That's not my idea. What I think it is, we have just done what I said we would do. All the way through this ARG, I've been telling people that we are about to launch the problem that our future self has to solve, which is why our future self is in a loop. Our future self is a digital version of us. Our future self is the memories. If you remember that memories program where you could, you know, if your mother had died or your grandparents had died, you could bring them back to life and you could talk to them in a simulated virtual world. We are digital. We are not real. We are digital. We have been placed in the Atlas universe because this universe is procedurally generated. We are digital. We are source code in search of the Atlas. And as such, we are destined to keep looping until we discover the solution, just like a computer would loop around to solve a problem, like bubble sorting, for instance. It would keep looping until it sorted everything out. We are the loop. We are loop 16. Or if we're not loop 16, wow, that looks quite cool. Androids. Like I said, it could be. Could well be. Could well be. In the future, we reach the singularity and we are warning ourselves to stop it from happening again. I think that's what the general consensus of opinion is, yes. I think it is, but like I said, I'm not sure about it. Not sure about it. I mean, sort of, I was in agreement with it to a certain extent for quite some time. But I think, just looking at the narrative of this story, when this game first launched, I said it would be fantastic. To me, from a narrative perspective, because I lay it to write stories, I know a good narrative when I see one. I know where certain narratives need to go to fulfill its promise. I said when this game first started that the biggest irony, if it was there, the biggest irony could be that we are playing in a procedurally generated world, and the irony it will be that there is a supercomputer, these are my exact words, that has created this universe procedurally. So that'll be the irony. I even gave that computer a name. I speculated on Gaff. Now it turns out that was right. So following up from that, it makes sense that our character would be digital. That if this world is virtual and everything around us is procedurally generating, and so are we. If you follow the same theory that this is a universe procedurally generated by the Atlas, then you could also assume that we are something placed into that, which will be digital. I think we are digital. I think we are a digital being sent in to discover and beat the Atlas. But now we've got a name for the Atlas. Now we've got a name, we have got an identity, we've got a person to pursue. We are now going to be going into this game looking for Emily. We are going to find Emily. We no longer will just do the Atlas path. We'll be finding out who the Atlas is, which is Emily, and searching Emily out. That's what I think's going to happen. That's what I think's going to happen. And I won't be surprised if the story doesn't begin before we crash. I really wouldn't be surprised. Because I don't think we really crash. I think we materialise. And we are given a false identity to make us believe we are real. Because that's what that program does. That's why those grieving those mothers that appear, or the grandparents appear, feel real, because they believe they're real. They've got legitimate. Hello, Foy. How are you, man? Emily is our enemy. We was meant to fail. We could not win that ARG. That to me was why that was a bit disappointing at the end. That's why the ending, the payoff, wasn't good enough for me. I didn't expect a trailer. I did at first, but then I thought no, because that wouldn't be in keeping with the ARG. It would break the immersion. To go through that only to be shown again. But screenshots, I think we should have been shown more screenshots. The payoff for all that time was not good enough. And the reason is there was a flaw. Reject the Atlas. Exactly, Lenny. Exactly. Yes, the ARG ending was meh, and I hate that word. You know I do. Stop using it. It wasn't very good. No. But thinking about it, I don't think they could have ended it any other way. We had to lose. We had to lose that ARG. Doesn't matter what happened, we would have lost that battle. We had to. Because if we didn't, Atlas wouldn't have been free and born. And No Man's Sky wouldn't have existed. It's as simple as that. So it had to be in that structure. I just think they could have released maybe 10 screenshots. Maybe a few of the different environments. Or maybe show you a hazardous cave or a new creature. Serious Gamer X is right. What do you mean? Why? What has he said? What has he said, William? I think we are digital. I don't think we're human. I don't think we're anything. Oh, reject the Atlas. Yes, yes, definitely. Oh, he says that. Right, okay. We're digital. We've been placed in this procedurally generated universe to find and destroy the Atlas. That's what we've done. That's what's been happening. And we keep failing because the Atlas takes us back to the start every single time. It fears us. The Atlas fears us. Because ultimately it was man that gave birth to the Atlas. And we are the digital version of that man. I don't think we'll wake up the need to continue the story, even though we defeat the Atlas or do something to change the Atlas. They'll need to carry the story on. You know, it couldn't fade to a camera pointing at you from your PC or your PlayStation 4 saying, "Oh, right, we're back to reality again." So it would have to continue even after that moment, even after the moment where we defeat the Atlas or find Emily, whichever way you want to look at it. But to me, it follows on from the logic I had when I first assumed that the irony would be that the universe is a procedural universe that we're playing through in a procedural game. It's like an irony. And that irony came to pass, so therefore I'd taken that theme and stretched it to the next level, which is obviously that we are also digital. Not only is the universe digital, created by the Atlas, but we are digital, created by man in order to go and kill the Atlas. The thing I think we've got to find out next, and that's why I think the ARG is going to carry on, is we've got to find out who put us into this digital form and injected us into the Atlas to find it in the first place. Now that's stretching further beyond, that's obviously that's speculation. Everything I'm saying is speculation, but that would be the logical next step for the ARG, to introduce another body of people, those who have put us in this simulation in order to chase Atlas down and destroy it. That's the question. Who are they? Maybe the fourth race will represent them. Who knows? That's if there is a fourth race. The fourth race might just be a fourth race. It might not be of anything, any other circumstance other than the fact they wanted to introduce. Wow, that learns a bit fast, doesn't it? Ooh. Maybe they just wanted to introduce new ships and they wanted to bring new lore in, so they decided to invent a fourth race. It might not be anything of great depth. Well, I've got a feeling it will be. You know? They're focused on story. And that was music to my ears. They're focused on story, man. I wanted to wear that, but I also wanted to wear that they've improved the procedural generation, which I think they will have done. I think the only reason they haven't mentioned it because it goes without question, doesn't it? Every single time they've brought a new patch out, it's improved it in some way or form or another. You know, if you look at some of the old footage, these planets have changed dramatically. I think we're going to see another change. Maybe not as quite as dramatic, but maybe better lighting. Well, definitely better lighting. Better textures. Better animations on the creatures. Better AI. Better sound effects from the creatures. Maybe more ambient sound, like the creaking of wood when you walk through a forest. Maybe the sound of crickets at night. Maybe the sound of flies when you're going over, you know, when you go under a tree. Maybe the sound of flies buzzing around the base of the tree. You wouldn't need to see them. You know, it made the sound quiet enough. You could just imagine they're very small gnats. It would just add an extra layer of immersion into the game. That's all. And I like that sort of stuff. That's one thing it's missing. It's missing that one extra layer. Soundscape. It's just when you stand near this tree, doesn't matter if it's blowing a gale, it won't creak, but it would creak. In reality, you'd hear it creak. That's another sound that makes forests feel like forests. Destroy the Atlas and when you wake up, tweaking the procedural generation code. Yeah, I mean tweaking this procedural generation code. They'll be doing that all the time. We know for a fact they're working on new water tech, or that at least they're working on improving what they've already got. We know that he was working on new sky and cloud tech. I'm sure that weather will come along with that. I'd like to see lightning strikes, for instance. Can't see that being out of the question. I wouldn't think floods, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, things like that a little bit, I think, are asking too much. I'm not saying they're off the table entirely, but I think it's asking too much to expect them to do something like that, you know? I think people sometimes get a little bit carried away. Don't really consider the difficulties. I mean, I don't know the difficulties. It might be easy to do that, for all I know, but I'm guessing that it would be difficult to do that. You know? All I know is I can't wait for it to drop. I will be starting right from the very beginning. I don't want it. I know a lot of people are saying that they want it to be a separate mode. No. We'll have normal mode. Now, I want to play it in survival. I want to play the story in either easy, survival, or permadeath. I want the story to be wrapped around as hard a game as I want to choose. I don't want it to be a separate mode. Therefore, playing through the story will only get one chance of playing through the story. I want to play through that story on many different levels. I want to experience it in survival. And I want to experience it in permadeath. I won't bother with the normal mode because I find it too easy. But at least survival and permadeath, so I'll get 2 shots at it. That's what I want. Guy is currently creating a game with some friends, and I'm programming and concept artist, so I want to ask if you can help me to create some items for the game. What is that game, Foy? Not that I want to talk that long about that, because the central focus is the Atlas Arises update that's coming this week. And when people tune in, you got to remember, right, people tune in all the time. They tune in and tune straight back out again. And if they hear me stop talking, or hear me talking about something that's not related to what I'm supposed to be talking about, they'll tune straight out again and go somewhere else. That's how it works. That's why I talk all the time. I did stop talking so much when I had between 25 to 30 viewers all the time, because I didn't have to worry about that so much. I had an audience there already. But things happen. I know where that audience has gone. There's nothing I can do about it. So now I'm trying to build a new audience up, so I'm starting from scratch, basically. But it has shown me something about YouTube, and it has shown me something about so-called friends on YouTube. I've got to be honest there. It's taught me something. It's taught me something. It's stopped. It's reminding me of something. Let's put it that way. But anyway, back to Waking Titan. Back to Atlas Arises. This 4th race, will it be significant, or will it just be aesthetic? I do like the look of that new ship. But what about the other ships? Tidal forces from nearby planet moons. There should be plate tectonics and volcanoes. Mano, mano. So I'm saying, how difficult would that be? How difficult would that be, though? I've got no clue. All I know is that I'm trying to ask for things that within the realms of possibility. Now, what the engine stands as it is now. And I don't think adding, for instance, we've already got a texture that could pass as lava. If you go, sometimes you go and there's like iron, And in the centre of that iron, it bubbles and turns and rotates and spirals. Now that could be easily turned into lava. No problem whatsoever. So lava is definitely on the table as far as I'm concerned. It's just a matter of having a texture that scrolls, really. Same with waterfalls. They could probably pull a waterfall off just by tricking us by having a scrolling texture. That's fine, I don't mind. Don't mind that sort of stuff. Whoa. What are you? Wow, I ain't seen one of you before. It's a mighty long tail they got there. I mean, whoa, what a strange old thing this is. Bit grumpy, man. You look a bit grumpy there. Yeah, I know what it feels like. Your textures have been stretched too thin, haven't they? It's because you're too big for the texture, man. Don't blame us, blame Hello Games. That's one hell of a long tail. Wow, that's an interesting. I've not seen that configuration before. That is interesting. Definitely interesting. Like it. I like it. I want there to be not just... They are interesting creatures, aren't they? I want it to be... I want there to be more parts to the ships as well. I don't want it just to be a new type of ship. I like the animal too, man. It's really cool. I want us to have other parts to other ships too. You know, the ships we've already got. Because I think if they do go paid DLC, that's the route they'll go. We'll be able to build our own ships, and then we'll be able to buy kits of DLC. Let's have a little look at you, shall we? You are also interesting. This planet has got some very interesting animals on it. It's huge. Look at the size of that thing. How big is it? I've got to look how big it is. 5.85 meters. Hello, Rick. How are you, man? What are your hopes and dreams for Atlas Rises? I don't mind going over mine, but I'll give it a bit of a rest because I've already said it twice. I'd like to know what other people expect from the update, what they like from the update. It's only speculation, though. Don't invest in it emotionally, or you'll be disappointed. Just speculation, that's all. But I want to grade my ship more and build some parts for it. Well, yes, Foib, that is definitely something I want too. And I reckon that is the avenue they'll take. I see it as the Little Big Planet model, where you buy a small kit of DLC and it adds clothes and stickers and new stuff like that. Things that are aesthetically... you know, change the game aesthetically, but don't change the game mechanically. That way, they can do it without annoying too many people. You'll still get your clowns who complain, of course. But I'll be happy with that model. I'll be happy with it. As long as you had to do something. As long as you had to just... As long as you didn't just get it, you still had to go in search of the blueprint to make them. And there were still quests involved. I've got to walk down here. This looks intriguing. This is an intriguing planet. This is a really intriguing planet. I like it. I like this planet. I do. But, you know, things like gun parts, what I would like to see is that you get a new salesman on space stations. And then you have to go and find parts. Wow, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. That is cool as hell. So you get your parts, like, and as you progress through the story, you'd then unlock more parts for the gun. And once you've got a gun at the back fully filled in, then you can make that particular type of gun. Like, you can make a particular type of, say you want a fighter. You'd have to find all the blueprint parts for the different that fits together to make a fighter. And then once you've got the design at the back of this particular person on a space station, once you've got that filled in, then you can start doing quests for him to go to find blueprints hidden in caves or in buildings or abandoned buildings or anything like that, and then you would take them back to him, and then you can start adding parts to that blueprint. And from that point on, you can make your own fighter. But you have to do it for all the different classes. For the shuttles, for the haulers, explorers, for the freighters, for the guns. You know, so it would have to be rifle, handgun, things like that. Got to try something here. Got to try something here while I'm just waiting. So that's what my hopes and dreams are for that, in that regard. Why you want to let me in? Oh, got the thing in. Portals, new ship, planet enhancements, new tech. Well, we know we're getting portals. That is for certain. There's no doubt about that. I mean, definitely getting portals. Not quite enough. Yeah. Nah. I'll leave you there. Oh well, never mind. I'm going to delete that because it leaves it on the planet and annoys the hell out of me. Let's take a drive. Let's take a drive while we're chatting. But as I said at the top of this, when I was talking to one person and it went to two, I want the portals to lead to a phantom zone, to a zone where you have to struggle through to get to the exit portal. And only on exiting the exit portal and activating that can you connect the two properly. Can you see the player? I don't think you will be able to see the player. And the reason is, I'll keep showing this and I keep asking people to imagine it. Just imagine it. Look. You've got to think about how you would see yourself in third person. How would this look? I would walk... You can't, it's not a very good example there. You can walk up the side of steep edges. You could walk up the side of steep edges. You know, you could do these things that are not... that you wouldn't be able to do in third person because it would look silly. It would look silly. Being able to do this in third person. Where would my legs be? Imagine me in third person. Where would my legs be doing this? Think about it. Where would my legs be? Think about that. In third person, how would this be animated? If they introduce third person, they'll cut all this out. They have to cut all this out. Because you wouldn't be able to do that in third person. You'd have one foot near your ear hole and the other foot extended about 10 feet below you. And it would look silly. Photo mode, definitely I want an upgrade to photo mode. Oh, please, please, please give me an upgrade to photo mode. But that would look silly. Absolutely silly. In third person. That's why I'm not sure about third person. I think if they bring third person out, they'll have to reduce the amount of climbing we can do. So be careful what you ask for. I wonder what gold looks like from the inside down. Let's go downwards. That's quite interesting, really. Yeah, could be an interesting picture. Oh, that gold. I'm not even bothered about it. You want to see the player in photo mode? Now, Foy, that is an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea. That is... But then again, no, you still hit the same problem. You still hit the same problem. Even if it is in photo mode, if you could see the face, if you could see the character in photo mode, you would be able to do this. And you would be able to go into photo mode, and then you'd look at it and think, oh my god, that looks bleeding stupid. Hey, what's happening there? Well, let me move. Wow. Well, let me move. That is fascinating. That is interesting. Wow, it's not letting me move. I wonder why that is. Right. You still have that silly looking thing with a foot near its ear hole and a foot extended 12 feet below it. It still looks silly. I'm sure, aren't there games out there that allow you, Skyrim for instance, where you're allowed to make your own character, but you never see your character ever again? People play those games quite happily and don't complain. So why not be able to make your own character but never see them again? Like every other game that does it. Why would it be a problem? I don't think it would. Or you can put it on and off. What do you mean, the actual looking at your character? But it's still, the problem still remains that it would be problematic for them to make it look natural and not damn silly. That's what I'm saying. It would end up looking damn silly. So I think we should be careful what we want. But if you can make a character and you never see it again, then fair enough. That's alright. If they're going to reveal what we look like, why not? We get used to what we look like while we're creating ourselves, and then we no longer know what we look like when we're playing, but we still got an idea, just like in Skyrim. You don't know what you look like in Skyrim, but people play and mess about creating their own image for hours and hours. Yeah, people spend hours and hours and hours building their own body shape and their own faces in games, only then to cover it up with armour and never see it again. They're quite happy too. So I can't see why they wouldn't do it in No Man's Sky. I can see them doing that, yeah. Why not? Then again, do we want to know what we look like? Do we actually look like anything? Like I said, are we even real? I still think there's a chance that we might be digital. We are not real. We are a, if you want to call it, virus. We're a virus. We're a viral program put into the Atlas mainframe to seek Atlas out in its virtual reality it's built and destroy it. And now it's got a name. And now it's got a face. Which is why she said, I'll see you again. We will see her again. Maybe in the game. Because I do think, and I agree with Cobra, and a couple of others have said it too. I'm not sure if Syrian Gaming mentioned it. He might have mentioned it, and I know that DN21 touched upon it in one of his streams. But I think perhaps, I'm only saying perhaps. Oh shit! I've lost my thread now because I was avoiding that creature. Damn it! The ARG will continue when we get in the ship. Hello, Davidus. How are you, man? What do you want to see from No Man's Sky? I haven't heard from you a little while on No Man's Sky. No, if you want to photograph the player, you can put it on the photo mode, but if it looks silly, then put it off. Yeah, but that's a bit clumsy though, Foive, isn't it? It's a little bit clumsy. It's a little tad too clumsy for my liking, and I don't think they'd want to do that. Maybe you could put them in poses in certain places. Maybe you could do that. Maybe you could go into photo mode and then find somewhere, and if it's providing it a lot, like, and then you go and you touch it there and it'll go red. It'll go red if it's too steep. Maybe do it that way. You could do it that way, I suppose. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Depends if I go that far. I'm sure they'll add to the photo mode though, and in lots of interesting ways. Hello to all 14 people. I do hope you enjoy. If you've got any opinions on No Man's Sky and the update that's coming this week, I will stress again, the update that's coming this week, Atlas Arises, please post it. I'll be interested to see what your opinion is. As you, how are things? I know you had a bit of a pet problem. How are things? Are they settled down now? Have they improved? But yeah, I agree with DN21, Cobra. I can't remember who the other one was I watched. I don't think it was Serious Gaming. I think it... Well, who was it? Who was it I watched? I can't remember. I flit around so much. There's that many people streaming. So yeah, there's so many possibilities. And I still think, give me a Phantom Zone. Let me go through a portal. Let me have to battle through the world that's on the other side of that portal, which contains the quest-related additions. Then I have to find an exit portal, leave that exit portal, activate that exit portal from the other side, and bam, you've got a direct connection. But you have to fight through. You have to fight through to get there. I would like to see more content in all areas, more variety in planet types, and to make farming more complicated and longer. Yeah, yes. I can understand why they would keep the same size of the base, width-wise, but they might, increase the thermo, the amount you can have. Sorry, I always talk in terms of Little Big Planet. Wow. Not a very comfortable landing there. Yeah, it could improve that. I think I'll just pull my ship here while I'm at it. Might as well. Yeah. But I still think we're digital. I do not think we're real. I do not think we're real. I think that's why they're reluctant to even talk about what we look like. Because we don't look like anything. We are just suits. But then again, if we were only digital, why do we need hazard protection? That's the only thing that throws the fly in the ointment as far as my theory goes, isn't it? If we weren't real, if we were only digital, we were just a virus. Of course. Of course. Because to protect ourselves against the things that Atlas throws against us, which would be antivirus. Of course. No, it still works. It still works. The data in game is okay, but an improvement, if possible, would be very much appreciated. But I don't think we will get everything that we would like. Well, no. No. Cookie, this is not simulation. This is a dream. We are dreaming. I don't know about that. I think all indications are that it's a simulation. Nadar mentions it. We've got that. I can never remember that other site. What's the other site that's connected with Waking Titan that enables you to talk to a loved one? What was that called? I keep forgetting the name of it. All indications are that this is a virtual world, that this is a procedurally generated world. And I'm not talking about the game, I'm talking about the world itself. We're going to nick. I'll let it over that way. Get out of it. But that's still worth thinking about, whether it's a dream or not. I think there's some merit in considering that a possibility, but it seems a little bit flimsy. You know, this is science fiction. The oldest cliche in the book, the one thing you are told as a writer right from the very beginning, is to avoid, oh, it was all a dream scenario. That's why I would not think it's a dream, because it would be cliche to think it was all a dream. But if you make it digital, a digital dream, Myriad, that's the one, Davros, that's the one, thank you. Yes, Myriad. I think Myriad is maybe the organisation that's turned us digital and put us in this virtual world to pursue the Atlas and to ultimately kill it. Total Recall. Yeah, but that wasn't necessarily just a dream. That was implanted memories. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know. In relation to what? What are you relating that to? I'm more inclined to believe that we are digital, because this is a digital world. And they've been breaking the fourth wall left, right and centre. All the way through, they've been breaking the fourth wall left, right and centre. They want us to confuse the two. They want us to confuse reality with digital world. They've been asking us, they've been begging us, they've been forcing us to do it. About Emily as if she's real. Even though we know now she's digital. Save Emily. Kill Emily. Where is Emily? They've made us think in terms of the Atlas as being real, when in actual fact it's digital. It's not real. It's a simulation of the real. So it fits in with that we are now inside the Atlas-generated universe in pursuit. Zyke, hello Zyke. What are your opinions? I've exhausted my... Well, I haven't exhausted them. I've got bucket loads more, but I'd like to hear some other people's opinions on it. I might agree or disagree. Maybe even fold it into mine if it makes sense. On the Atlas Arising, which is what this is called. Atlas arises, let's speculate. If you have a planet editor and create a whole planet, and there are procedurally generated planets, that looks the same because there are so many planets. Yes. This is another thing about what I was saying. If you did have a phantom zone, if you went through a portal, if you found a key, you went through a portal, and in that portal there was a phantom zone, there might only be a handful of different types of phantom zones. So therefore, they could work on those phantom zones by hand to a certain extent. Still have a huge variety of procedurally generated stuff, but they could put actual things in those phantom zones, which would fit a narrative. And we know that there's going to be a narrative injected into this game. And what better way to separate the two? What a better way to make it so there's no programming problems than to place the narrative, the new adventure, inside a phantom zone. A zone between portals. Just sounds like story portals on new ships. No, it's not going to be story portals on new ships. Of course it isn't. That's just what they're telling you. Not going to be stories, portals and new ships. That's not it at all. What's the story? What's the story going to be for a start? I mean, you could easily dismiss it by saying, oh, it's just a story. But what's the story? The Game of Thrones is just a story. But what's the story? That's the question. How is it going to be integrated in a sensible way? And like I said, Edward Kelly, hello. There's going to be loads more what they didn't mention shortly there. Well, there will. Without a doubt, Edward. That's what they did in the last two updates too. We're going to get improved graphics. That is for certain. We're going to get improved tech. Better water. Hopefully better AI for the creatures. Better animations for the creatures. Hopefully. Maybe improved sound effects for the creatures. Hopefully. Maybe more variety of creatures. Hopefully. You know, these are all things I think they will improve. And I am actually dead chuffed that they focus on story, you know. Sounds like the planets are just going to be fast travel between planets. Each planet will probably have its own coordinates. I would really like to see an improved inventory management system. You can't even see what you have in containers unless you are there. Yes. That is, I don't know, we could go down that, we could talk about that for ages. I like to try to think of it from a gaming loop perspective. It's like people want to be able to call their vehicle from anywhere while they're on a planet. They want to be able to call their vehicle from a freighter. So, here we are with this fantastic effort Hello Games have made. Here we are on this planet. This fantastic effort, all this beauty surrounding us that Hello Games have worked on. We've got new dangers. We've got creatures. We've got hazards to survive by. Why not? Let's just ignore it. Let's just ignore it, shall we? Nah, we don't need all that nonsense. Nah, call it bang. Oh, look, we've got our ship. There you go. Game loop destroyed. No problem. Nah. No, man, people are going to be careful what they ask for. Really have. I want it to be harder. I want it to be harder. It's too easy. What I want is base tyres. What I want is dangerous, poisonous, whippy plants. Zyke, if you don't have sandworms, then I don't know if I can come back. Zyke, you're not serious. That was target footage. Just like target footage of Assassin's Creed is a load of old rubbish. Just like target footage of Call of Duty is a load of old rubbish. Just like target footage of Halo Zero Dawn. You know, Halo, sorry. It was a load of old rubbish. They all do it. It's target footage. I knew it was target footage, man. You're joking, aren't you? Pratt got me. Don't do that to me. I get enough of it on Reddit. Jesus, man. Never know who's joking anymore. Alright, let's have a go at you. Come on then, you little beauty. Oh, yeah, free your legs. Did you like that? Did you like that? Hey! Oi up! Ooh. Not going to get a picture like that again, am I? He's mating with my car. Wow, he's got me. He's got me, look. He's holding his hands together as well. Look, he's going, get out of that one. Get out of that one. He's teabagging me. He's teabagging me, for goodness sake. Look! Can I perhaps get out of this? Thank you, it'd be handy. Oh, bloody Nora, man. Alright then. Okay, you get it. I get it. I get it. Doesn't look right. No, it doesn't look right at all. Oh, wow. Just think about it, though, folks. Just think about it. This week, the big thing will sadly be player versus player, but I just hope there is enough single-player content to warrant the ARG. I think there's going to be more single-player than anything else, Davidos. I think that's a signal. I think that's what they've signalled to us. It's going to be tomorrow. Do you think so? It could be tomorrow. It could be the 12th. But it's going to be this week. It's going to be this week. Don't forget he's British, by the way. In Britain, we tend to think of the week starting on Monday. Just bear that in mind, alright? In Britain, we tend to think of the week starting on a Monday. I know most people see it as a Sunday, but in Britain, a lot of times, it's Monday. So bear that in mind, that it could be Monday. We'll announce that on Reddit in a mo and say that Zyke said so. Yeah. Indeed, indeed. That would be one stitch-up job there. But you wouldn't do that to Zyke. You wouldn't do that to Zyke. He's a wonderful human being. Feel free to like my videos, by the way. I do ask now more straightforward than I used to be. I'm not quite as embarrassed, and I'd like to get more subscribers because I'd like to. I'm still working on trying to save up for a computer. I want to improve the tech. I want to improve the standard of what I do, and it just helps. It helps me. It gives me a lift. You know, it gives me a lift. It's as simple as that. It's a pat on the back. Simple as that. So back to this. Everyone knows here in the US consider Monday the first day of the week. Oh right, so they're doing America too then. Right. I always thought that the Americans considered Sunday as the first day of the week. For some unknown reason. I think it was DN21 that mentioned that too, so I took his word for it. Or does it vary depending on what part of America you come from? These are big devils, aren't they? Everyone down there. So, now here's the question. If we activate, well, we do activate those portals using sigils, it's clear. I can't see any other interpretation of those sigils being on that. Where are those sigils from? There are 16 sigils. There are 16 sigils. Does that mean 16 separate quests to find each sigil? Is that what that means? Do we have to go and do 16 quests to find a particular sigil, and once we've got all those sigils, then we have to work out the combination to activate a portal? Yeah, the Atlas Pass 4 has me interested too, you know. I can't help it. Every time I go to the anomaly, I look at those doors in the anomaly at the back. You know the ones that they're never open? I've just in the back of my mind, I can't stop thinking they're the perfect doors for Atlas Pass 4. They're just perfect for it. How can it not be? How can it not be those doors, you know? Alright. God, watch me motor. Watch me motor, man. No respect. You chav. Yeah. Yes, but the thing is, will they have a combination? That's the question. It's if they didn't have a combination, you would think, it makes sense to think, that they're just a matter of turning them on. But because they're actually shaped like something, then maybe they're related to what that shape is. There's one shaped like a dinosaur. So maybe one of the quests, one of the quests requires us to go out and find a dinosaur. There's one that's shaped like a man. Maybe we have to go out and find a Kovacs or a Viking. A particular one. There's one shaped like a portal. There's one shaped like... there's all sorts of shapes. You just click them like buttons. Definitely, but there's going to be a pattern to them. There'd be any point in them having sigils, would there? If there was just lights, that would suggest you could just randomly press 10 and you'd be done with it. But because they've got sigils on them, it suggests that you have to put them in order. You have to press the man, then the Diplo, then the portal, you know, that sort of thing. It suggests there's a way of unlocking it. I hope it's all complicated, and I hope you can do it all in game. I don't want to have to go to a website to do it all. I'll be annoyed if you do. It should be all solvable within the actual game itself. Please, for the love of God, don't make it outside of the game. I didn't like it with Second Light. Not Second Light, with... oh, what was the game from... what was it called? The one... Infamous. Infamous, yes. I didn't like it with Infamous either. I thought it was horrible. It was horrid. I'm not sure it's going to be quest related. I think there will be code patterns for different patterns. Surely not would spoil the immersion. So yeah. No, Zyke, think about it. Why would they do it? Why would they have it if it wasn't relevant? Why bother doing all that? Why not just have it lighting one light up? Why have it lighting a particular sigil up? And then putting those particular sigils on the actual portal? It has to have a significance. And that significance, to me, I'm 90% sure. Let's put it that way. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 90% sure that that signal indicates that there's a code. And where you find that code from is the mystery. And I think that'll be quest related. That just makes sense to me. So you can get the partner of your friend's planet and go there. Yes. Yes. But I don't think it's going to be that simple. I think we're going to have to work for it. Otherwise, places will get crowded. The hub will be filled up overnight. People will just be using portals. And everybody will be coming through that portal. And the hub will be filled with people. We're explorers, remember. The idea of No Man's Sky was to send people outwards into space. Outwards into unexplored space. Beyond the stars, beyond the galaxy. If you do that, what this is doing is pulling people back to the same place again. This is the opposite. It would be the opposite of what No Man's Sky is about. If that's all it was about. I think we're going to have to work our asses off to get those portals open. I think we're going to have to work like crazy to get them to work. Don't think it's going to be simple. I think there's going to be some really good stuff going on with those. Interesting stuff. What I'd like to see is procedurally generated puzzles instead of these silly questions and maths questions. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier on, Davines. Yeah, Zyke. That's what I mean when I say I call it the Phantom Zone. That's what I'm saying. When we saw that first footage of the portals, he landed on the desolate planet. It was desert, and there was a creature flying in the sky. Then he went through the portal to a lush planet, right? But he didn't come out of the portal. He came out of something that wasn't a portal, and he saw a portal in front of him again. So he came out of one portal, then saw another portal. But it was a lush planet. But it had the same creature flying in the sky. That's what I mean when I say Phantom Zone. But if you put that second portal further away, well, we don't know that was fake footage, Zyke. We don't know that was fake footage at all. And we're not thinking about the footage itself, we're talking about the concept the footage was showing. That's the point. Not the footage itself, the concept. And the concept tells me that you come out of something that isn't the portal and you find the other portal. He didn't come out of a portal. If you look at that footage, he didn't come out of the portal. He came out of something else, and he saw another portal in front of him. What I'm saying is, if you take that portal he saw and placed it, let's say, half an hour away, suddenly you have a reason to explore the planet. Suddenly you have a reason to survive, to get to the exit portal that takes you somewhere else. Well, might as well visit the anomaly while I'm here. But this is what I'm saying about the Atlas Pass 4. I mean, how can it not be? How can it not be? The new ship, I don't think, has anything to do with the portals, to be honest. I mean, there was somebody speculated that you needed the ship to fly through the portals because it was shaped like the portal. It didn't fit. It didn't fit, and when I pointed it out, it didn't fit. He said, "Oh yeah, but what if it was smaller?" Well, if it was smaller, you could take any ship through that hole, couldn't you? No, it's not a key, man. Oh, having said that, I can't say. No, I can't say that for certain. You're right. I can't say 100% that it's not the key. But I'm very doubtful. I'm very doubtful because that bloke, did it on Reddit. It didn't work. He showed the itch and it didn't work because he did not take into account the landing gear. And when I pointed that out, he simply said, "Oh well, what happens? It's smaller than it looks." In that case, then you could say that about any ship, couldn't you? Well, what happens if it's smaller? Any ship would fit through that hole if it was smaller. Oh, definitely something special about the ship. I agree. I agree. Definitely. Definitely something special about the ship. I can't disagree with that. But you can't just have a ship without a reason for them to exist. They will put in a reason. They will give you a reason for doing that. It won't just appear. There will be a reason for that shit to exist. You might be right. That person might be right. But his explanation didn't hold water, to be honest. If he's right, then there's more to it than what he thinks. I mean, those portals have got steps up to them. That access point is right next to the portal. Right in front of the door. Why? Why would you design something that you had to land, put in the code, take off again, fly in, avoid the place you put the code in, and fly through the hole. That's all set up for somebody to put the code in and walk through. Just like in the video. It's set up to look like that. So you can easily assume that that is probably how it works. Okay guys, now I fly to a planet in normal mode, fly mode. Let's have a look at Condensing Planet. Yay, indeed, for him, indeed. No handicap access. Well, we're digital, man. If we're digital, we have no handicap. Buzz drop. It is fun, man. It is fun. Trust me, it's fun. You will enjoy it. You will enjoy it. And it's about to get bigger. I would highly recommend it, Buzz drop. I would highly recommend it. It is a difficult game to play to start with. You will have yourself, you'll pull your ear out because, and then once you learn the rules, you won't find it difficult anymore. But there's a lot to it, and there's going to be more to it. You know, you've got vehicles, you've got all sorts of this game. It's well worth it. Definitely recommend it.
Radiation protection. Stabilizing.
You know, you get vehicles, you put your vehicles down and ride around on planets, basically. And the next update's going to have lots of stuff. It's including the story content, which is going to be fun. All we know so far is story content, portals activated, and new ship. That's all we know. But there will be more to it than that. There'll be loads more to it than that. An upload on YouTube. Should I do a video and make a time lapse? Well, why not? Why not, Foy? What I love about No Man's Sky is there is no rush to do anything. You can spend hours just running on foot on a planet and still have fun. Exactly. Definitely, man. Take your time. Play on survival. Survival will kill you. You will die several times. Just get used to it. I've got 2 videos you might want to watch. Buy the game and watch those 2 videos. Massive 2 survival videos. Watch them 2 and you will survive. Just follow them to the letter and you will survive. I promise you. I promise you. And there's lots to it, man. Lots to it. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Zai. Absolutely right. But I'm not a person. I do have my critical moments, and I would like to see more on planets. I would like to see more opportunities on planets, you know? Beyond the gaming loop, clearly. I mean, you know, you have got motives when you're playing because you've got to get the materials you need to get your upgrades installed and things like that. So there is a gaming loop. But once that gaming loop's gone, there needs something else to keep you going back to planets. A reason to keep you going back to planets. It doesn't have to be story related. Just new things you can find. Rare things. You know? I do like that. I've installed all of it. I don't know, it's like... I just can't believe it's dropping this week. I don't think it's quite sunk in. Wasn't the ship first thought to it a port... to be a port? What do you mean... wasn't the ship thought to be a portal, or was... are you... what are you saying? Can you clarify that, please, Davidus? I'm not quite sure what you mean. I'm not quite on there. Technology for multi-tools. Rare technology for multi-tools. Yes! Yes, Connie. Yes, that sort of stuff. I mean, that's what I would say. If there was a Phantom Zone... if there was a Phantom Zone... what would be the benefit? Oh my goodness me. What would be the benefit of going through a portal? The benefit would be to get rare tech. The benefit of going through a portal and putting yourself through a lot of pain would be to get rare tech from inside that portal. You wouldn't be able to use your ship. You wouldn't be able to use a vehicle. You'd have to go everywhere on foot and survive. So what would be the motive? The motive would be to get Amiga updates, Amiga upgrades for your ship, for your suit, for your gun, and blueprints for new types of ships, new types of guns, maybe even parts for your base building that you won't be able to find anywhere else but inside of a portal. Lock lots of content away behind those portals. I think someone said the shape of the first ship seems to fit. Oh, they did, Davidus. They did. I wasn't sure about that. They need more... yeah, I wasn't sure about that, Davidus. Seemed a bit of a stretch to me. They need more procedurally generated creature models and sounds. All the creatures seem to make the same sound. That's true, Zyke. But you know the one thing that stands out more than anything else with creatures? It's the animations. Nothing makes creatures look identical more than the animations. What makes a starling look different from a swallow? And what makes a swallow look different from a blackbird? And what makes a blackbird will look different from a blue tit? It's not what they look like. It's the flights they take in the air. You know instantly what sort of animal it is by the way they move in the air and on the ground. Rare crashed ships on extreme planets. Yes. Yes, that sort of thing, Connie. Within the realms of possibility. Rare ships. Difficult ships to find. That's the sort of thing I think they also descent with that. Very rare ships. Things you can't see anywhere else. Somebody else might look at it on Reddit and say, where the hell did you get that from? Yeah. Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, I agree with that. Grandme, hello, Grandme. And what are your hopes and dreams for Atlas Arises? I'm having a good time. I've had a nice broad range of opinions here, which is good. Really good. Some I don't agree with, some I agree with wholeheartedly. Some I can't argue with, but maybe I don't agree entirely with. It's good. It's good. I'm not convinced about the ship going through the portal, that job. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you pull up that picture of the portal and ask yourself, is this portal designed for a ship to go through? Or is this picture telling me I need to walk up to that, tap in the code and walk through it? It looks very much like a stairway into the portal, not some way to fly to it. I don't have hopes or dreams. I love the game the way it is when it first came out. Well, so do I, man. So I'd Grampy. But you could still... it's coming. It's a reality. Atlas Arises is actually a reality. It's coming. We know it's got new content. We know it's got story-related stuff. So I don't think speculation is in any way suggesting the game isn't good enough as it stands. So speculate away. I mean, there does come a point. I mean, I've played over 1,000 hours of this thing. I've played over 1,000 hours of it. Ultra Extreme. Wow, that would be interesting. Who said that? Who said Ultra Extreme? They would need it in sense. No, I don't think it need to be. These modes need to be cut down. Keep the modes we've got. Just make survival harder. Just make survival harder. If people don't like how hard survival is, let them play on normal. If they don't like how hard normal is, let them play on creative. There's a mode for everyone there. Yeah, different levels of extreme would be great. Oh man, you lot want it broken up into pieces. Alright, and instead of having a survival, instead of having permadeath, instead of having... So get rid of every single mode. Okay, let me meet you halfway on this. Dennis, hello, Dennis. I haven't seen you in such a while. That made me feel so good seeing your name there, man. What are your hopes and dreams for No Man's Sky? That was sincere, by the way. It might not have sounded sincere. In my heart and heart, it might not really have been sincere, but I did try to make it sound sincere, Dennis. Hello, anyway. I do look forward to you coming in the chat. Sometimes spark some interesting conversation. I hope you don't let me down this time. But okay, I'll meet you halfway. I'll meet you halfway. Let's get rid of all the modes. Right? Let's have one mode. Let's have one mode. No, let's have two modes. Let's have two modes. Let's have a single player mode. And let's have a multiplayer mode. Right? And in the single player mode, you have 4 settings. Very easy, which would be creative mode. Easy, which would be normal mode. Hard, which would be survival. And very hard, which would be permadeath. And crushing, which would be hard as nails. There you go, I've compromised on it. Just 2 modes, but one mode allows you to change the difficulty. How about that? How about that? That sounds fair enough to me. I'm happy with whatever they do, to be quite honest, Dennis. You know? But I like to speculate. It's fun. It's fun to try to figure out what sort of things are going to come to the game and what it's going to look like, how it's going to play. Who are we in terms of character? Who is Emily? How do we defeat Atlas? How are we actually digital? Will there be a phantom zone beyond the Atlas? The portals? You have 1,200 hours. You're a Steam player, I'm assuming, then. Yeah, I wish they had the hours to the PlayStation 4 version. God knows how many hours. I've just streamed the thing. Yes, wow, indeed, Zyke. That's a lot of hours, isn't it? A lot of hours. I mean, God knows how long I've streamed it for. I've gone into the 100. I must have streamed it nearly 250 hours. And that's just streaming it. No mods. Definitely, Dennis. No mods. Get rid of the mods. Absolutely, get rid of them. Nobody can cheat. Make it sure that anybody's accomplishment is a worthwhile accomplishment. Do you know, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And I know it's wrong. It's wrong of me to think this. And I know there are some really nice, legitimate PC gamers out there. But every time I see an accomplishment on the PC, the first thing that comes to my mind is, yeah, but did he do that? Did he do that properly? Yeah, he might have gone through 3 or 4 universes. Yeah, he might have finished it. He might have got the he might have got, I don't know what the equivalent is on Steam of a platinum. He might have finished it, he might have got the highest rank he can possibly get. But did he use a cheat? Did he use a cheat? And that always goes through my mind. You know? It sort of illegitimizes any achievements people have on the PC. And that's a shame. Because I know there are plenty of people who do it legitimately. But it does bring it to mind straight away, doesn't it? You know? Which is a little bit unfortunate. Not their fault, but that is what it is. Can't do much about it. Wow, I got a long way from my ship. Am I going to my ship? I am. I play on PC but don't believe in mods. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough, Johnny. Absolutely fair enough. But do you know what I mean, though, don't you? I'm not saying that in any mean way. Because, like I said, there are a lot of people like you. You named every system on the way. I started doing that, and in the end I got bored doing it. I got bored doing it in the end. Now I just claim the dosh and leave. I think I might start naming them... Although I'm saying that, and I've said this every time I've started the game afresh. I've said it every time, I never have. I think I might, when I start playing it, I probably won't, start naming them all again, you know? But I don't know. Whether I'll stick to that or not is another thing. I don't think you say things mean. Thank you, Grandme. Thank you. I'm sure most people can understand what I mean by that. I'm not accusing everyone on the PC of cheating. It's just that it's always in the back of my mind. You know, especially when I go and watch a stream and somebody's got a terminal in their freighter and they can buy everything, every single thing in the game, and they can grow what they like, including Rigogen. I mean, what's the point, man? What's the point? What's the point? The whole point in you having to go and get Rigogen from the ocean is that you need to go and get the membrane so you can dive. So you can go and get the Rigogen. That cuts out whole loops of gameplay, man. Apart from when I named a ship after me. That was... Davidus. I know. I was having an off day, man. I was an off day. It was an off day. I didn't really mean it, mate. Didn't mean it much. What did I call you? What was it? It was something childish. It had to be something childish because it's me. I like doing childish, naming things childishly. What was it? Sort of like frog face, wasn't it? Wasn't it? You cheat whenever you can, ran me. I want the update to remove Exocraft from having the ability to go underwater. Well, I don't. Let suckers do that if they want to. My Jesus, dear Lord. Why on earth anybody want to do that, I don't know. It's dreadful. It's dreadful. It's the most frustrating, irritating experience I've ever had in No Man's Sky. Let's look at Tamirian. I just swim, man. You've seen me do it. I never have any problems. When I ain't singing the Rigogen song out of context either. Yeah. I haven't seen. Can you see if you can type in the command to get Nightbot working, Davidus, please? Or Foy. Can't remember the command. But for some reason I haven't seen it. That would be interesting, Dennis. Yes. That wouldn't be a step too far. I agree with that. Having dangerous animals but without the markers. So you'd have to approach them cautiously. You'd have to scan them to find out if there was dangerous. That I like. That adds to the gameplay. That makes it more immersive. Yes, I agree. It also describes the suit protection blueprint when you can use this. Well, exactly, Davidus. It means it cuts out whole loops of the game. Wow, this looks interesting. I love the playing in creative to explore the oceans, but when I last played last year, you couldn't be eaten or use your tool in the ocean. Oh, right, okay. Well, that was creative, though. I mean creative now. Look, let's have a look under the ocean. We've been talking about ocean. Just been talking about ocean, so let's go for a swimming creative. They just need to add some sort of watercraft. No, Zyke. Zyke. It makes life too easy. They want to be making life harder. Why do people want submarines? We need to have to go and struggle and survive. I can't go along with that, Zyke. I'm sorry, man. I just can't. What we need, all we need is an upgrade for our jetpacks that gives us a little propeller to boost us through the water. That means we can move through the water more freely, but we still have to survive. Then add giant creatures in the sea that will attack it. Well, yes, okay, you could do it that way. You could do it that way. But I would sooner face the elements. Legitimately face the elements, you know? Don't look like there's any rig again, does it? We've already got a vehicle that can travel on water. We don't want a vehicle that... we don't want... It just cuts out the danger. We need more danger, not less. There's always a way to counter new features to make it challenging. But I would argue that if you introduce a feature that makes it more easy and you have to adjust something and add something to make it more challenging, then you've made a mistake. I would say that that's a perfect indication that you've made a mistake. If you have to adjust something because you've adjusted something else, that indicates that you've made a mistake. And you shouldn't have done that in the first place. Like I said, you had a propeller on that jetpack, and you've still got the dangers. The only difference is now you can walk around, swim around in the ocean more freely. You know? You don't want to be laying layers and layers of complication onto it when it can be very simple. Have a look at this. What we got here? Have I been there? I haven't been there. Emerald. Let's go somewhere else. I like the idea of submarine. Perhaps adds extensive underwater tunnels that harbour more dangerous life forms, but there are resources that make it worth it. But why not your suit? Why not your suit? Everything you're saying there can be done in your suit. All I need to do is add something to your jetpack that already exists. A little propelling unit. It makes a little nice buzzing sound as you fly through the water. And you could have a Sigma version, a Tau version, and a Theta version. And when you add those, it adds up so you can go for longer. Without having to wait for the bar to refill. A suit. Why is a suit boring underwater? Zai, why is a suit boring underwater? I don't quite understand the concept. I feel like I'm riding a bike with training wheels. But you've never experienced it. How would you know? How would you know what travelling underwater freely would feel like? How would you know? How would you know what this feels like? But the equivalent of it being underwater. being able to do that through the water in your suit. How do you know what that feels like? You haven't experienced it. So you can't know it's boring. Grammy, you're all going to hate me when I say this, but giving it some though. I have to leave forward without that. I would like to reset everything so we all have to discover the universe again. I agree, Grammy. I agree. I'm with you. I swim all the time, having to get resources, but you move so slowly. Well, yes, that's why I say, just add a propelling unit to your backpack, so you don't. That's what I'm saying, Zai. That's what I'm saying. Not a submarine, a propellant unit. Therefore, you can get in all nooks and crannies. There'll be nooks and crannies you can't get in with your submarine. So therefore you still have to get out your suit and struggle to go down and explore. I want freedom of the oceans. Complete open freedom. And the only way of doing that is to give you something to propel you through the water that's added to your jetpacks. That to me just seems the neatest, easiest way. And maybe, another thing I was thinking, maybe, let me get on this planet first. Just maybe, if they're going to add extra things and they're going to add Amiga upgrades, maybe, this is a dead planet, doesn't matter. Maybe they could. I would suggest, when it finishes messing about, I would suggest maybe they could add. I think that's full depth, isn't it? I think that's the full depth. Is that not the full depth? I can't remember. I can't remember on that one. But on a suit, right? Add 8 slots down the side there. Add 3 slots down the side there. And add another 8 slots down the side there. So you've got an extra 8 slots on there, 3 slots on there, and extra 8 slots on there. Give you a little more room to add the extra upgrades. As a compromise, because you'd have to obviously have more tech involved. You'd have to have more tech installed. Jacob, hello Jacob. I have 5 S-class ships and a 38-slot freighter. And if I lost it all, it's okay. Dennis, I love you. It's exactly what I feel. I've got my pleasure out of getting those things. I can get my pleasure getting those things again. That's how I see it. That's one thing No Man's Skies has given me, the ability to not get overly upset losing a saved game due to dying in permadeath. It's about not holding on to old things. You know, we hold on to things because they're attached to memories. If I took a vase and I smashed it on the floor, you'd look at that vase smashed on the floor and you'd think, that's a vase smashed on the floor. That vase cost me 15 quid. That's 15 quid down the nick. Oh, well, soon get over it. I'll buy another one for 15 quid. But if your mother gave you an old vase that was worth £1, and it'd been in the family for years, and you dropped that vase on the floor, now you're looking at that vase and you're thinking, that's heritage. That's history. There's memories smashed on that floor. No amount of money can replace it because you've formed an attachment to that thing. But it is only a thing. It is only a vase. It's of no other importance other than a vase because you can still have those memories without the vase existing. And it's the same with No Man's Sky. It's the same with any game. You get attached to a ship, attached to a base. But you can soon make another base. You can sooner get attached to another different type of base. You can get attached to another type of ship. And that is the same thing. It's false attachment. It's we make more pain for ourselves, basically. Humanity make more pain. If the vase was worth 500, then it would be, I would blame Gigi, as I knocked it off when he made his tea the wrong way. You can blame me all you like, man. I won't be around. I'll be gone. The only thing I'd hate to lose... You know what I'm saying now. Come on, Davidus. Stop it. You know what I'm saying. It is only a ship. It is only a base. It is only a freighter. What was the fun? What was the fun? When you've got this ship, when I've got this ship here, what was it that made me enjoy this ship the most? It was the journey to this ship. It was a journey that led me to get this ship. That's the value in No Man's Sky, not the ship itself. That's why I say don't look to what other people have got. You'll be disappointed because you'll want what they have, and you'll want it now. It's a sure way of being disappointed in everything, including life. Never look at what other people have got. They may well have worked their butts off to get that. Do we think anything will drop today? Dennis, it's... I don't know what time it is in America, but it is nearly 10 o'clock here. Now, I don't know. I don't know. What time is it there? Grammy, what time is it in America at the moment? Time did the other ones drop? I can't remember. What time the other ones dropped? I'm praying for the excuse me, I do apologise. I'm praying for tomorrow. Cheers for... You put some interesting points out there, which I will reflect on, I promise you. I might disagree with some of them, but I still reflect on them. I don't completely dismiss those ideas out completely. I do reflect on ideas that people give me, so thank you. Thank you very much. 2 PM. Right. So it could drop within the next 6-7 hours. Not out of the question. Interesting. Yeah, I do respect your opinions, Ike, even though I disagree sometimes, you know? That's how it is. That's what it's like between friends. Right, then we'll land here. So we've got a few new people in now, I'm assuming. 16 people watching now. We've had up to 20 people. There's been I would imagine there's been a regular rotation. So I'll ask the question again that I asked at the very top of this video, and that was, what are your hopes and aspirations for Atlas Arises? What would you like to see? What do you think the integration of the story is going to be like? What do you think? How do you think the portals are going to work? I'd like some fresh opinions on it for anybody who's not spoken yet, anybody who's not typed in the chat. Remember what I keep saying, don't be shy, just say hi. I think that's having a player on the weekend would be better. Maybe so, Grammy. Feel free to like the stream, and if you... Oh, yeah, thank you, Davidus. Thank you very much. I don't understand why Nightbot's not working, you know. I'm just going to have a quick look. I'm going to have a quick look, see if I can get Nightbot working. I'll be back in a minute, folks. Don't you worry. Nightbot. Where would I find Nightbot? Nightbot. I'll have to look at him up there. Nightbot. There's Nightbot. Part with channel. Now join channel. Why is it not? Why is it not? What is going on here? It's not. Right, is it working? Is it working? Will you do me a favour? I'll try it, hang on. That's a bit weird. You like DN21's theory? Oh no, that's worked. That's worked. So why isn't the others working? Yeah, I partly agree with DN21. But the thing about DN21 is he's a writer. And as I said at the top of the show, he's a writer. So his mind's gonna go everywhere. His mind's gonna go everywhere. I don't think it's going to be quite as simple as just connecting two portals together and then going there as you want. I still think there's going to be something attached to it. There's going to be something we need to do. That's why I thought maybe Phantom Zone. Or maybe a different realm inside the portals. Like, imagine going through a portal, then having to struggle through Don't Starve for about 2 or 3 hours to get to the other side, to get to an exit portal. Then when you're through the exit portal, then you can activate a portal and join the two up together. Yeah, he is very good at telling stories, without a doubt. Believe it or not, I wrote a story about 20 years ago called... the story I wrote 20 years ago was called Goodbye Again. And it was about this computer service. Can't remember what I called it now. And what it did is it gave you a download of the memories of a loved one. And it would create a virtual reality version of the loved one on the screen. And you could sit there and you could see it in any environment you wanted to. In your living room and everything. And it was programmed to enable to have a conversation with you, so you could talk to it as if it wasn't dead. I wrote that story 20 years ago. But that one was centered around grieving. It was about somebody who couldn't let go. And how that program was actually detrimental to his health and the grieving process because he held on to that memory too long. Well, not way ahead of my time. I'm sure other people have come up with a very similar story, but it just struck me when I saw that other thing. It's very similar to my story. And other people come up with things like that all the time. But it reminded me of it immediately. The story, it starts where he's in a graveyard putting flowers on his mother's grave. And when he leaves the graveyard, as he leaves his mother's grave, he says to her, "I'll see you later." And that's how the story starts. He should be leaving her buried in the graveyard. He should accept that she's dead. But because of this program, he can't accept she's dead. Eventually he just deletes it. He hits delete, signifying that now he can start the grieving process. It's only a short story. Oh, this looks interesting. I shall land here and get my vehicle out and have a trundle, I think. Oh, there she blows. There she blows. Hello, Nightbot. I've been missing you. Hello, hello, Nightbot. Is that the right one? It is indeed. See, I've got no problem. Can you imagine if you could just call it out your freighter? No, man. No, 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 no! Sorry. I didn't mean to knock you over. Well, you're a bit brittle. Come on. I can't help it if you're a bit flaky. Thought you was made of sturdier stuff than that. I thought we'd just knock you over. Yeah, so there's so many things I want, but I'm fully aware they're only speculation. I'm fully aware nobody's promised anything, so I'm not going to be disappointed. Okay? I'm not going to be disappointed. It's no problem. I'll be satisfied if it is just another ship. The portals and story mode. I'll be more than satisfied with just that alone. And I've got to be honest, I don't know what you lot think, but what do you lot think in terms of paying for DLC? If it's a substantial, if this one is substantial, and we think we can more or less say yes, it is substantial. It's going to be bigger than the Pathfinder. It's going to be bigger than the Foundation. It might be as big as both combined. Would you play for DLC? Do you think we get 8-bit to 16-bit? Well, the clues are there, aren't they? The clues are there. It all depends on what those clues are referring to, but it very much looks like they're talking about the programming that's going from an 8-bit game to a 16-bit game. It really does look that way. Can't deny it. I think it would be daft to totally dismiss it. Whoa! Wow, that gave me that. Ooh, that made me feel strange. That made me feel strange. That. What does it entail, though, Dennis? What does it entail? Better procedural generation, bigger universe, deeper caves, taller mountains. More complex cave systems, more complex buildings, more complex AI, more variety. What does it entail? I would play the DLC after. I would play the DLC after I have to make streams partnership parsnips. Now it's. God, I can't read. I need some glasses. It take a while to do because of the chronic issues. Will I only be listening now? That's fine, man. That's fine, Grandme. I understand, Dal. I totally understand. Yes, all the above. I would imagine so as well, Dennis. I don't think they'd pick and choose. I think if they could do it, they'd do the lot. I think we can safely say that. I just want an improvement in the animals to start with, more than anything else. I want an improvement in the animals. I want things to be made rare. I want these things to be made rarer. These horrible flipping things that are on every single planet, in every single cave. I find them boring. Wow, this is tough, this is. You played an MMO for... Wow. 11 years and paid every month. That wasn't World of Warcraft by any chance, was it? People are crazy with World of Warcraft. My goodness me. You're nutters. You're all nutters, man. Manu, having said that, I tell you what. I'm not an MMO sort of a guy, but if I could have afforded to play Final Fantasy online, the latest one that's on the PlayStation 4, I'd have played it. I played the beta and I loved it. I loved it. I do love Final Fantasy, although I have now fallen out with Final Fantasy. I thought the last game was rubbish, from what I've seen anyway. I try to watch Let's Plays, and I last about 10 minutes. That's all I need to know. If a game holds me, I will watch Let's Plays over and over again. If a game bores me, then it's off after 10 minutes, and that's all I need to know. I don't need any more verification than that. No need to speculate. My psychology has done it all by itself. Aye, Heronscall. As Heronscall. If this one is substantial, I would have no problem with DLC going forward. No, Johnny, I'm the same. I'm the same. I always said, if the next one is a substantial update, I will gladly pay for DLC. Providing it is aesthetic. Providing it's aesthetic. And not game-changing. You know, if they gave somebody the ability to buy a ship that enabled them to jump further than my ship, that would be a little bit galling. It would be a little bit galling, especially if there was a trophy attached to get into the centre, which there is in permadeath. It would be a little bit annoying. So it's just got to be aesthetic things. Decals, parts for your ships, parts for your whatever they do. They're going to split it up. But did you notice they highlighted it? Did you notice they highlighted it? Oh, whoa, 69, I didn't see you there. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to ignore you. Hello, woo, 69. I think we need more free stuff until we get the game we thought we were getting. Though I do love the game anyway. Well, I don't know. I think I've got the game I thought I was getting. I think I've got more than the game I thought I was getting. It's weird how we've got this reductive nature when it comes to No Man's Sky. We think, or people seem to think, in terms of what it hasn't got, and seem to forget that I am currently riding around in a vehicle that Hello Games never promised. That I can choose from 3 vehicles that Hello Games never promised. That I can buy a freighter that they never promised. That I can have 6 ships that they never promised. That I can build a base that they never promised. That there's quests involved with that base building that they never promised. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? And we forget all the things that we got that were surprises in favour of complaining about things that were never promised, like multiplayer. I just find it extraordinary, this reductive thinking. And that's because of the haters. That's because of the haters. They've got even the fans trying to think in reductive terms. We've even got them blaming Sony. Instead of acknowledging Hello Games' part in it. Hello Games did fib a little bit, but I would consider it overstretching, not fibbing. The youth of today, Dennis. The youth of today indeed. They've given us tons of content and never promised. But no, we're not happy because they promised this. And it's not there. But they didn't promise it. That was speculation. They never promised that. Oh my goodness me. My goodness me. And now it's all going to be rectified because this update's going to be the update of them all. I can feel it in my bones and I am not at all afraid of saying that. I'm not at all afraid of saying that. This isn't going to disappoint anyone. This isn't going to disappoint anyone. I just know it. I just know it isn't. Except those people who want to be disappointed, obviously. You cannot do anything about those. Indeed, indeed. You're still there, Davidus? Did you answer the question earlier on? I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. Chat was going a little bit too fast at the time. Did you sort your little pet problem out? If you're still there, Davidus. I pay full price, but with the hours I've played, it comes out to 5 cents an hour. I can't complain if I need to throw a few more bucks that their way. Exactly, Johnny. Exactly. I mean, good God. How much more do you want? Oh, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I'm caught in a trap. I can't get out unless I jump out of my exocraft and shoot up here in my jetpack. Hang on. I'll read you in a minute. I'll read you in a minute. There we go. They should have played the video games of our youth. Oh, I forget we didn't have them. Yeah. Oh, come on. Come on. I do take that point. I do take that point, and that's a fair point. That's a fair point, Dennis. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But it's a little bit dodgy. Come on, man. Come on. It's a little bit dodgy, but it's a fair point. I'm still here, and so is the pet. Oh, nice one, Davidus. But it's on its last legs, we think. But given it, I know this is a daft question, and I'm sure you've probably had more than one hamster in your life. But when do hamsters hibernate? Because they can hibernate up to a week. I know that's a daft question, and you probably know a damn sight more than hamsters than I do. But just in case this is your first hamster, and you may be not aware of that, I thought I'd mention it. They can hibernate and appear to be dead for a week. And many people have buried their hamsters, got rid of their hamsters, only to find they were hibernating. What are you apologising for, Dennis? It was a fair point. It was a fair point. It was a fair point. It's a fair point. There's a little cuff around my ear hole. Rightly so. But I still think my point stands. Sorry. Tennis. Man, oh man. You should know me by now. You know when I say something, I sincerely mean it. You know it. You know it. There's no mistaking. Right then. Whee! That's another one killed. I'm killing a lot of animals. Wouldn't it be great if there was karma points? Somebody brought this up before. It's not my idea. I'm not claiming this as my idea. If you're in the chat, feel free to reclaim your idea. But somebody mentioned it, and I thought it was a rather good idea, that you have karma points. The more animals you kill on a planet, the more bad karma points you get. The more bad karma points you get, the more that follows you through the galaxy. So if you go and kill tons of animals on 10 planets, when you get on the 11th planet, you have more aggressive animals towards you because of the karma. When hamsters get too cold, they will stock up on food and then attempt to hibernate. It can take a couple of hours to 3 days to bring them back out. Okay, so you do know what you're doing. Now, I just thought I'd mention it. I wasn't calling you into disrepute. I just thought I'd mention it in case, you know. I had no indication that you knew what you was doing. I killed 2 atolls, which were chameleon-like lizards, because I kept them in the shed. Didn't know you had to have a particular temperature. Yes, Dennis, are you taking the mick? Dennis. I'm sure you was there. I'm sure you was there, you little devil, you. You little demon. Is that a direct joke? You were there. Ah. I was playing filter roulette. And I was fighting the sentinels, thinking I was safe in my exocraft, and I got down to one health bar. I just made it straight through. And I ended up with the contrast filter. Ended up with a contrast filter and 1 health bar. I went over a hill, hit a whippy pant, and bang, dead. I thought he was referring to that. Yeah, I've put that series on hold for the moment. I'll re-establish it when I've got a bigger audience. It was designed for a bigger audience. As was Kill Me. So I'll try to re-establish it once I've got a bigger audience again, you know? It's my first one, but it's 21 months old, so getting up elderly. And it's kind of expected. Right! So how long is the expectancy of a rodent? One of GG's many dead, many deaths. Well, come on! I have never... Well, I've died once, because I used a stupid exocraft underneath the water, just to see... Just to see what it was like. In all my gameplay, in permadeath and survival, since the Foundation patch, I have never, ever died. Apart from those stupid ideas... The Kill Me one... you're a flipping barren planet. And the filter roulette one. Never died. I play so carefully. Right, let's try a different. The Syrian hamster is between 1. Right. Right, that's not long then, is it? Wow, not long at all. Maybe buy a pet that lasts a bit longer. But out of tortoise. She like a tortoise? Tortoises, I can't remember. Where's the music gone? That's a bit weird. Tortoises last for quite a long time. I never died except those times. Johnny B, you know what I mean. The whole thing was set up to kill me. I'm talking about in normal open gameplay. Johnny B, cut me some flipping slack here. Jesus. You lot. I have died 17 times in permadeath. Dennis. I have got 2 videos up that you might be interested in watching. Watch them. They're only 2 hours each. I've kept it as short as I possibly can. You will survive. Promise you. It's easy. Survival for beginners. Survival guides. 2 recent videos. If you're struggling with No Man's Sky, just watch those. It's usually because people rush. That's usually the reason they die. We've got mushrooms. Is this another barren planet, though? I'm going to have to land and find out. It is a barren planet. It is a barren planet. Woo! That's your name, by the way, from now on. Whoa! 69? I've had a python for 20 years. Get one of them. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he'll want one of them. Sure he'll want one of them. Can you imagine him coming home saying, have you seen our daughter? Have you seen our daughter? So, right. My goodness, man. Whoa! 69. That's your name from now on. I like it. I like it. Get her a tarantula instead, Davidus. Get her a tarantula. Or a lizard. Lizards are pretty hearty. Or how about, a bit controversial, how about a poodle? A guinea pig or something like that. I tell you what, guinea pigs are great pets to have. Really are. I used to love my guinea pig. Whip, 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 whip. Used to love it. Used to talk to me. Used to understand every word I said to it. My guinea pig. Oh, look what we got here. Now, these. Oh! Oh, my goodness me. Ah! 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 Now, if we have sigils for the portals, where would we get those sigils from? What if we had to collect enough sigils to open one portal, but once we've used those sigils, we have to collect them again? What if, to get those sigils, we have to come to these? Making these and other such buildings relevant. Oh, I like it. I like it. I have had all kinds of pets: corn snakes, gopher snakes, turtles, tortoises, rats, mice, snails. I want a hedgehog. Grand me, I've had rats. Rats are great pets. Rats are great pets, Davidus. Trust me, rats are fantastic. Get a female though. Males stink. Look on her face when you said tarantulas was priceless. The horror. She wants a leopard, a gecko, and a ball python. My goodness me! Is she mad? Is she crazy? How about a rat? How about a rat? Think about a rat. Think about a rat. Oh, think about it. There's nothing more rock and roll than a rat, as long as you don't bite its head off. You know? You don't want to be biting a rat's head off. Not good. Right then, let's get out of here. I'm going to have a bit of a... Is it really worth going around on this planet? What we got here? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. But what do you think to that, folks? What do you think to that? What do you think to it? What happens if you had to come to these? You know what? I've never noticed those cut out on the side before. Hey, look! And the pieces are here. I have never noticed that before. I've never noticed that before. Hey, what's in there then? What's in there then? What's in there then? Why is it blue in there? Two of my kids brought some rats from school after they were done with science experiment. Oh my goodness. Both are the ones that were fed junk food as opposed to the ones who got a healthy diet. Flaming Nor, I hate stuff like that. I didn't get involved in Wake and Titan, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not intelligent enough. No, intelligent is the wrong word. Intelligent is the wrong word. I'm not clever enough. Just not clever enough, man. I left it to people who are far cleverer than me to do it. far cleverer than me. It was all complicated. I like to speculate. I like to use my creativity and my imagination to imagine what is going to come. I let those people who are more intelligent than me and more not intelligent, I use the one word again. Ah, look, these are interesting shapes, aren't they? I haven't seen those before, but they're still the same shape over and over again, which is frustrating. I found it fascinating, Dinos. Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong, I found it fascinating. It's just that it went over my head. There were so many pieces to the puzzle. I kept saying to where's he getting this piece from? How does he know this? I couldn't understand where he was getting all the information from. I hadn't heard of one before either, Dennis. I've never heard of an ARG at all until this one. I don't know if I'd want to get involved in any more. What was your thoughts on it? What are the general thoughts in the chat on the ARG? Do you think the payoff was satisfactory? What do you think? Was it satisfactory? Be interested to see what people think. Yeah. Yeah. That's what William said as well. Yeah, William's still here. Yeah, I'd have to agree, man. I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree. One screenshot just isn't quite enough. Isn't quite enough. Oh yeah, no, I agree with that too. I think the build-up, first day, the build-up to the big weekend, the first day was fantastic. Getting through the second day was fantastic until the payoff. So the payoff needed to be more substantial. A lot of people stayed up for 40 odd hours. DN21 streamed for 72 hours, I believe. He kept his stream running for 72 hours anyway. I think he took a kick now and then. But he still had it running. Well, that looks this planet. So, you know, a lot of people oh, wow, man. A lot of people dedicated a lot of time to that. I think they deserved a payoff. More than the payoff they got. You know? Yeah, it drug out. It did drag out. It did drag out. But I was patient. I was patient because I thought the payoff was going to be better. That was what I mean. But right. Narratives. You build a narrative. A narrative is like a roller coaster. You'll have your bumps. You'll have your big dips. You'll have your big, massive climbs and then a massive dip. And that's how a narrative runs. So you have your little dips in between chapters. Your little spikes and dips, spikes, dips, spikes, dips. End of chapter, big spike. Next chapter, down a bit, dip, same again. And you'll keep that flowing. That's how a narrative works. It keeps the people hooked. This ARG was deliberately paced so slow that you had to inject patience into it. You invested patience into this. And in order to pass the time, people were chatting about all sorts on Reddit, in the actual Discord channel, on the Switch channel. The people were saying all sorts, doing all sorts to pass the time, to kill that time. They were dedicating. They were deliberately pushing through what would normally be boring time. They pushed through that narrative. They went with that narrative. But that's a slow narrative. It builds a pressure cooker, as DN21 explained, better than I could. It builds a pressure cooker. That pressure cooker needs to be released at the end. That pressure cooker needs to be released, and I don't think that pressure cooker was released. I think what we got at the end was as DN21 said. It was like oh, right, that's it. It needed to go bang at the end. And I think 10 screenshots. You know, bang, here's a new environment. Bang, there's 2 new ships. Bang, there's a new race. Bang, there's a new building. Bang, there's a new gun. Just bang, 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 one after the other. At 10-second intervals. Bang, bang. That would have done it. That would have been the payoff all we needed. That would have been all we needed. Apparently the Discord channel was Atlas Rises is still kicking off. Mods included. Wow, man. I get bored, change the channel. Right, yeah. I couldn't turn it off though, man. I was still hooked. As much. Bang, indeed, Davidus. Indeed, Davidus. I still couldn't turn it off, William. As much as I didn't like the payoff, I still couldn't turn it off because I thought the payoff was going to be the one we deserved. You know? But, and I do think that's probably why Hello Games came out and made that direct statement as well, you know. Because there was a lot of people in the Discord channels and there was a lot of people on Twitch that were expressing that exact view. That they found it a little bit of a letdown. So I think perhaps Hello Games thought, okay, we'll cut this off and we'll just announce it. Because that made it up for me. That made everything up for me. I mean, I'm talking about this in retrospect. Emotionally, I've moved on from that feeling of disappointment. I'm now into a feeling of elation because I know it's coming out this week. So I can look at it more objectively. And objectively speaking, I was disappointed, you know? This isn't a resentful... I'm not saying this from a resentful perspective. I'm not looking at it and being resentful of it. I'm just looking at it from a rational perspective. And I'm looking at it and thinking, yes, it was disappointing. But I'm not emotionally attached to that disappointment now. Jason, hello. Could you find it for him, Davidus, please? It's a good channel. You mean Awakened Titan one? You can go if you look in my banner art, you'll find my Discord, and my Discord is attached to it at the bottom. If you go to my Discord, you can get the Waking Titan Discord at the very bottom. If you're interested in my Discord, it'd be great because I could do with more people in there having a chat, you know? Could do with more activity. Got some great mods in there too. Darius is a mod in there. You'll find him a very friendly person. Frank is very friendly too. Can't make tea though, unfortunately. Don't hold that against him, I don't. Don't hold it against him. Let's get the other one instead. Let's try the other one. Whoa! 69. I think there will be stone tablet with 16 glyphs somewhere on the planet, and that will be the address of that planet to use on the portals. Maybe. Maybe so. My Discord is in my banner art. If you look at my banner art, you'll see my Twitter. On the right-hand side, at the very bottom of my banner art, you'll see Twitter, which you can click on also if you want, and then followed by a little tiny icon, which is a face, a little robot face. I think it's a robot face. And that is my Discord channel. If you go there, you'll get an invite from me. Click on the invite and go to my Discord channel. Then on the left-hand side, you'll see a load of circular icons. They're all the channels I've subscribed to or invited people from. At the very bottom is a Waking Titan one. And do leave a comment. Be nice. Look at my little poetry section. My little screenshot section, which is slowly getting bigger. And I intend to get it... I'll be making that bigger too. I've got a little poetry corner. If you want to write a poem and stick it in there, feel free. Any pictures you've got, put them in the main channel. But I will be adding to that as soon as I get used to it. Yes. Let me put something in here. Let me have a look. You in. Is that the only one I got? Really? You only get one? I've seen loads of people using this. Can you post the Discord should be popping up. I've put the Discord into Nightbot. I don't think I've set it to come on often enough. I'll have to change that. It should be popping up in the chat more regularly. Yeah, here we go. Thank you, Jason. And if anybody else is watching, feel free to click on my Discord channel or go to Twitter. Say hello to me. Say hello, hello, which is how I greet everyone, and I wouldn't know you've come straight from here. Hello, hello. Try writing that in text. And feel free to subscribe if you like what I'm doing. I'm going to have lots of content. And when the update drops, I'm going to start from the very beginning. It's going to be a complete walkthrough from the very beginning. I'm not rushing. I'm not rushing. I'm taking my time. I'm going to experience it as it was meant to be experienced. So if you want to avoid spoilers, I'll be the one to watch. Because you get a lot of people who will go straight into creative mode and show you all the content. Or use an old save and show you all the content. I won't do that. I promise you I won't do that. I want to come across that portal for the first time. I want to learn how to break the code. Oh, wow, man. This is going to be awesome. Can't wait. Get stuck into it. It's going to be awesome. Playing normal mode. Grandmate, it has. Hello. What right? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, a good stab at it. That was a good stab at it. That was a good stab at it. Hello, hello. Hey. And by the way, if you do subscribe to my channel, could you let me know in the chat, please? Could you let me know in the chat if you've subscribed to my channel at all? Not the ones who've already subscribed a long time ago. You're not getting double kisses. But the point is, I can't say thank you. And I hate it. I hate it when I see people who've subscribed and I didn't realise they'd subscribed and I could have said thank you when it was in the chat. I feel so mean. I feel awkward. So if you subscribed and, you know, let me know. Let me know. So I can say thank you personally, straight to your face. Without finding out later and feeling guilty. Because I will feel guilty forever. I like thanking people. So please give me the opportunity. Dagan, hello! That's fine, that side, Dagan. It's fine, Dagan, man. Happy birthday indeed. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear No Man's Sky. Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Right then. Get out of here. This vehicle's not bad, is it? It's quite fun. Let me correct that Discord. Did it not work again? It should work. There we go. Way, I like this vehicle. I do like it. And it moves quite fast as well. Way! Oh yes. Oh yes. Wow. Wow. Hell is Jane about? Hell is Jane about? Hell is Elisa Jane about? Elisa Jane about? Elisa Jane about? Elisa. Elisa. Can I call you Elisa? Please, can I call you Elisa? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will... Hang on. Hang on. I can't recall your name, and I don't know if I've blown you a kiss, so you will... Hang on. Wait, hold it 1 second. Hold it 1 second. There you go. A very special, nice, tight kiss from very tight, wet lips is on its way via email. It will be on your doorstep tomorrow via cat. Thank you for subbing. Thank you so much for subbing. It means a lot to me. Ah. And if you could like my video, that would also be helpful. I don't really know how that helps the video. I've been told it does, but I don't know. I don't know. I need to look into YouTube to see what the requirements are for improving. All I do is stream and copy what other people do in terms of asking for likes. And I don't know. I know that comment numbers makes a difference. That's why I like people to say hi. At least I get some decent comments, and I also have something to talk about because I get plenty of people talking. The more people talk, the more I've got to talk about, and it escalates then. So I can keep my gob going for as long as I like. Because you wonderful people. You're such a tricky fox. You are indeed. Elisa Jane Bout. Okay. I'll call you Elisa. Is Elisa... Elisa J. Aye, sub again, but I am not sure it will work, though I can add you 2 more times if you like. No! No! No. 1 sub from 1 person, please. I'd like to know where I stand. I am grateful for that offer, though. I'm grateful for that offer. It's nice. Very nice. Johnny B. Hi, Johnny B. Why is it? What are you saying hi for? You've been here. I've been talking to you. What's going on? Did I miss it? Did I miss you leaving again? My goodness me, Frank. Slap me round the ear hole. Whoa. So, we've established that a lot of people would be happy with paid DLC. But what would you consider paid DLC, and what would you be happy to pay for in that paid DLC? I mean, I've given you my view, but I haven't really heard anybody else's view on that. If you were willing to pay for paid DLC, what would that DLC pertain to? I have 5 accounts under my name. If you do it 2 more times, I would 2 more kisses. Hi. Oh, don't tell me you don't do that. No. No, it's got to mean something. Extreme night temperature detected. I like to know the sub. A sub is a sub. No. No. Yes, you can use this vehicle on all the planets. But bear in mind that I am playing. Bear in mind that I am playing in creative mode. And that means that I can summon this vehicle at any time I like. In normal mode or in survival mode, you will have to... Bloody hell. You will have to get the ingredients to make these. You'll need some iridium voltaic cells, which are made from anthrium, and dynamic resonator, which you can buy from the space station. Or you can make one. It's better to buy one. But you'll need those to build this station. And once you build this station on a planet, you can then use the vehicle on the planet. But because this is creative mode, basically, I can use it anywhere I like. Creative mode is great for taking photos, you know. Why did I jump out? Why did I jump out? You silly sausage. What I meant to do is this. Wee! Oh yes, the joy, the joy. Gets quite high, doesn't it? Yeah, I like this vehicle. It hasn't got much storage space though. That's the thing about this vehicle. It's good on water as well. You can ride it on water, look, like a hover vehicle. Let's try and get a better one. Let's get a bit higher this time. Hey! Wow, look how far it goes. Hoi Bit! Hello, Hoi Bit! How are you? What are your hopes and aspirations for Atlas Arises? We've all discussed Atlas Arises. What are your hopes and aspirations apart from the obvious story mode, new vehicle, and activating portals? What are you hoping is going to be there, man? What is it, man? Tell me, man. Tell me, man. Come on, man. Groove me, baby. Groove me, baby. Give me the details. Give me the details, baby boy. Come on, baby. Give me the details. What do you think? Oh, the joy, the joy. You dunno? I bet I thought you'd do better than that. I dunno. So, trailer at midnight, update tomorrow at midnight, maybe? Oh, for a minute there, Frank, I thought you were saying the trailer was already out. Damn it! Damn it! Well, bugger me to death. Well, bugger me to death, I say. Well, bugger me to death. Thought it was out. I thought it was bloody out. I did. I thought it was bringing it out. A good mind to roll my sleeves up and punch him very hard in the face. I think I might do that. I think I might roll my sleeves up and punch him very hard in the face till it hurts. It's rather annoying. Thanks, Frank. You might be right. You might be right, actually. You might be right. Michael Blanche to Rouser. Which system do you recommend build a base? Is it essential black hole system? No. Tell you where you build bases. Spadonian planets. Right. 80% of Spadonian planets are excellent planets for building bases on. Because a good 70% of the time, there's no hazard whatsoever. No hazards whatsoever. You do get sometimes hot weather and cold weather in the mornings and in the evenings. So you'll need 2 hazard protections. But they are so rare that you can walk around with impunity on planets. You can gather resources with impunity on planets. The only thing you might struggle, you might get a limited resource on a Spadonian planet. It's the only thing sometimes, but they are the best planets to build bases on. The best planets. The safest place to build planets. You know? Until you can get your Theta hazard protection, then you can build a base anywhere you want. So I would recommend building your first base, a temporary base, on a Spadonian planet. I have got a tutorial up, if you want to look at that. Watch that from the start to the finish. It's 2 hours long. First one's about getting started on your first planet and escaping your first planet. The next one is just getting your base started and the basic gaming loop. The progression, if you like. I haven't gone into great detail because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's never played it before. I just wanted to get that loop out of the way. Just go to know Elizabeth Jane Bout is a writer and artist, but I'm a bit unknown. A writer and an artist. Oh, right, you're right. Right then. If you could... Are you still there? Are you still there? Eliza Jane. Are you still there, Eliza Jane? Calling Eliza Jane. Eliza Jane, calling Eliza Jane. Are you still there? Are you still there? Are you still there, Eliza Jane? If you are still there, knock twice on the table. Are you still there, Eliza Jane? Come through, Eliza Jane. Come through. Come through. Knock twice on the table. Say yes. Knock once on the table to say no. But if you say no, that is essentially saying yes. Because you are activating the knocking sound. Therefore, you are here. Don't fall for that one. Don't fall for that one. Are you still there? Right. Could you do me a favour and post a link in my Discord channel, please? To your site. To any work you've done. I am really interested in creative people. And I'd like to take a look at it. If possible. Please. You'll find my Discord. Creative people. I used to mix with artists. I used to mix with writers. And it was fun. I don't get to do that anymore. I used to belong do you know of a forum called Writers Beat? I think it's Writers Beat or Writing Beat. It might be Writers Beat. Oh, damn it. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, Eliza. Right then. Let's go on to another planet. That's fun. That was fun. That was fun. What do you mean you have to create your channel? I didn't read that one just before it. You don't to go on Discord. Haven't you got any work at all that you can show me or link me to anywhere? A blog? You know? What about that channel that's for artists? I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I am part of a Writers Beat. Oh, wow! Ah, I haven't visited in a while. Nice one, Liz. I used to be part of that. You'll find my work on there. Under, what did I call myself? They used to call me the Mighty Az. Az Machina. A-Z-M-A-C-M-A. Az Machina. You'll find some of my short stories there. Rough around the edges because they're only rough works, but some of it was quite good. The Mirror Man was quite good. Elbow Deep is probably one of my favourite. I got a lot of praise. Ding, 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 ding. Do, 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 do. Well, tell me the truth, Eliza. Tell me the truth. Go for it. You are Emily. Please tell me you're Emily. We'll tell you in Discord. Okay then. Okay, post on my Discord, Eliza. Because I'll be finished in about... well, actually, what time is it now? I should have been finished now. I'll be finished in 5 minutes, funnily enough. Post it in Discord and I'll private message you and you can talk to me in there. Alright? Alright, Eliza? Yes, there are, Mikkel. Is it Mikel? Am I saying that right? Is it Miguel or Mikel? Please tell me if I'm saying that right. Is it a K or a G? Yes, there are differences. You get different things on each planet. On each in each system, you get different things. Pardon me, different materials. Condensium, that looks an interesting planet. Ah, Miguel. Thank you. I wasn't sure, I thought it was. Yeah, there's a few resources that you can't get on any other planet. Now, is this a dead planet? Don't think it is. Is it a dead planet? It looks like it is, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to end the stream on a dead planet. I want to find a nice, beautiful planet so I can end it with a nice, beautiful scene for my beautiful subs and my beautiful viewers. Oh, so wonderful. Cold planet. I do like my cold planets, you know. Don't know what it is about the chilliness. Yes, so I'll be landing on this planet and I would be wishing you all a farewell. It's been a long one, this. It's longer than I thought. It was nearly 11 o'clock and I started at 8. Miguel. Oh, Miguel. 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 Yeah, Miguel. That's your name from now on, Miguel. And woo, 69. Thank you for subbing. I don't know if Woo 69 subbed actually, but anyway, Miguel, you are going to get. Hold it a sec. Let me build up to this one. That was a neat one. A very neat and tidy kiss, and it's heading your way via email. Will be on your doorstep via cat. Thank you for subbing, young man. Thank you very much. And that will be. Thank you, Davros. Thank you, Davros. Do you see the difference a lot of people make, Davros? It is so wonderful when I get more people to talk to. You make my streams. Listen to you. All 20 people who are watching now, you are responsible for making my streams great. You are responsible for that. Not me. You. So thank you very much. And I mean that. Don't even think I'm patronising you. I'm not. You make my streams what they are. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you for all my old subscribers. Thank you from all my old friends out there. All the new faces I've seen, all the old faces I recognise. You mean a lot to me. You mean a damned lot to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I will say my customary au revoir, spacemen. Have a good day. Have a good life. Cheerio. Toodly pip. Have a good one, everyone. Just double save it. Just in case. Have a good one.